It was October the 24th, in the year 1891, that I heard for the first time in 4 months from my friend, Sherlock Holmes. On this particular day, a telegram from his landlady, Mrs. Hudson, had been delivered to my surgery, imploring me to return to my former rooms without delay.
Oh, Dr. Watson, thank heavens you've come. I'm at my wit's end.
Why, what has happened?
Since you left us these last few months, he's been very strange. He's barricaded himself up there. He won't take his food. He keeps the oddest of hours. I think he's taking...
Mrs. Hudson! I know there's someone down there with you. I heard the cab stop before the door.
He keeps babbling on about something...
Mrs. Hudson! If that gentleman answers to the name Moriarty, you may show him up and I will deal with him.
I'd better go to him.
Oh, be careful!
Moriarty was a name I'd only known him to mutter when in the thrall of one of his cocaine injections.
Is that you, Moriarty?
It is I, Watson. You see it is I. Holmes, let me enter.
That's it, asked. You may be Moriarty in disguise. Prove your Watson.
How on earth am I to do that?
Tell me where I keep my tobacco.
Tobacco? Well, as a rule, it's in the toe of your Persian slipper. Holmes.
Very well. I'm satisfied.
I assure you, my dear fellow, my plight is quite genuine.
What is it?
Have you ever heard of Professor Moriarty?
You have. You must have. I can see it in your face.
Holmes, I assure you.
Very well. Very well.
But you see how it adds to the genius of the thing. The man pervades London, the Western world even, and no one has ever heard of him.
That man is my nemesis, Watson. My evil genius.
Tea?
Thank you, yes.
Sit down, my dear fellow, sit down.
How have you been otherwise, Holmes?
Never better. It's almost spring, have you noticed? With all this rain and fog, you never think it. For years past, Watson, I've been continually conscious of some power behind the malefactor. Some deep, organizing power which guides and inspires crimes of the most varying sort.
Thank you very much. Yes, it is rather wet weather. I was saying only yesterday to Mayor.
He's the Napoleon of crime, Watson! He's the organizer of power that is evil, and nearly all that is undetected in this state is in the annals of contemporary crime. You see, he's a genius. He's a philosopher. Abstract thinker. He sits motionless like a spider in the center of his web. But that web has a thousand radiations. And he knows well each and every quiver of them. Oh, his agents may be caught, but he is never so much as suspected. Until now, that is. Until I, his arch enemy, managed to deduce his existence and penetrate his perimeters. And now, his minions, having discovered my success, are on my track. On my track, they're on my track. Shh.
But Holmes, what do you propose to do?
Do? Well, at the moment, I think I shall nap.
Nap?
It would cast an unworthy shadow on a great man's memory for me to detail what effects this horrible drug had produced upon his faculties. I returned home grappling with Holmes' fantasies concerning Moriarty when I discovered a gentleman answering to that name in my consulting room.
Oh,
startled me. Dr. Watson, is it?
Mr. Moriarty, to what do I owe the honor of this late visit?
Oh, I apologize for the hour, but I wish to be discreet. My business is urgent.
Yeah?
Thank you. I come to you, sir, because I know from your published accounts that you are Mr. Sherlock Holmes' most intimate acquaintance.
I enjoy that distinction, yes.
Then perhaps you could help me to avert a scandal. Doctor, your friend is, well, persecuting me is the only way I can put it.
Persecuting you?
I don't know how else to say it. He follows me about London, dogs my steps, waits for me outside the Royal School. I'm a teacher in mathematics. And, oh, yes, and he sends me these. Moriarty, your days are numbered. That sort of thing. Doctor, Mr. Holmes is convinced that I am some sort of criminal mastermind of the most depraved order. I know he's great and a good man, and all England resounds with his praise. But in my case, he fosters a ghastly illusion that I come to you as his friend, rather than turning the matter over to my solicitor.
No. That will not be necessary. My friend is not in health, that is all. You see, I've known him when he was in full possession of his faculty.
Oh, but I did.
But how?
I knew both the boys, Sherlock and his brother Mycroft. I was their tutor at Squire Holmes' estate in Sussex. Brilliant lads they were. Oh, the Holmes brothers. I should like to go on, but then came the tragedy.
Tragedy? What tragedy?
You mean you don't know?
I assure you, Holmes has never spoken of his family or his early life.
Oh.
I've met his brother, of course. He lives at his club in Pall Mall.
Oh, well, if Master Sherlock hasn't told you, then I fail to see that I should be the one to divulge. Oh, no, I cannot and will not be indiscreet in this matter. I only came to you because I needed so badly your help in this most embarrassing thing. Good evening, Doctor.
My dear John, what is to be done?
Only one thing, Mary.
Thank you, Jenny.
Holmes must be weaned of his cocaine addiction. And there is only one man in Europe who's in a position to help us. The doctor in Vienna who wrote this article in the Lancet. I've cabled him regarding Holmes. He's replied to my cable. And he agrees to help, provided we get him to Vienna.
Vienna? He will never go there. You know he does not like to leave London. He says it generates an unhealthy excitement in the criminal classes when they learn he is abroad.
True. But we shall provide him with an incentive he can't resist. A false trail, convincing him that Moriarty has fled to the continent. I know how Holmes thinks, you see. I've sorted it all out.
Of course you have.
Please tell Mr. Holmes the third. I did not know Mycroft Holmes well, and I remember being astonished when after 7 years Holmes informed me of his existence. Beyond the fact that both brothers were brilliant, however, the similarity ended. Mycroft Holmes preferred to live out an eccentric bachelorhood, circumscribed by the walls of his club, beyond whose confines he was rarely known to venture.
Dr. Watson, is it?
Indeed I am, sir.
I have not seen you since that unhappy affair of the Greek interpreter.
Mr. Holmes.
Tell me what urgent business have you that concerns my brother? What's happened to him?
How do you know anything's happened to him?
Oh, I've not seen you these 3 years, and then it was in the company of Sherlock, whose doings I know you chronicle. Suddenly you pay me a visit at a time when most married men return with their wives, and you arrive without your alter ego, and your medical bag. Although I know from your own statements in print that you've resumed your practice. Your face is drawn and haggard, proclaiming a problem of some sort. It's not too long a shot to infer that my brother is the cause of your distress. Tell me.
In as few words as possible, I told him of his brother's condition and the promising article in the Lancet. When I mentioned the visitor to my consulting room, he flushed uncomfortably.
Professor Moriarty.
He appears to know both of you from the time he tutored you.
Quite. Do you believe this Viennese doctor can help him?
The medical profession, you see, is woefully ignorant of the problems of addiction. Yeah. He appears to have made a study of it, in addition to his other work, hysteria in children.
Peculiar range of interest, isn't it? He sounds Jewish.
Mr. Holmes, time is of the essence. If the Rachel brother is using cocaine, he'll be dead within the year. And I have no idea how on earth we're to get him to the continent. No idea.
That you may leave to me. And Professor Moriarty as well. Do you have his address?
Indeed, yes.
Ah, Jenkins. We shall need a cab.
Yes.
stop here, will you? Just wait a minute, will you?
Right, sir.
This is more than a street from the professor's house.
If what you say is true, however, it is well to be discreet. You see, he is keeping watch.
Now what?
I don't know. Wait a minute. Now, quickly. May we come in?
Yes.
Pray do not adjust the gas, Professor. My brother may return at any moment. It would not do to let him see any alteration in your rooms.
Oh, very well. What do you want? This is the most ungodly hour to come calling.
I want you to take a brief leave of absence from the Royal School. No more than 3 days. A journey to the address on that piece of paper.
3 days?
In memory of our past association.
But this is far.
We know where it is, sir. I give you my word.
When I get there, what do you wish me to do?
I wish you to disappear completely. Come back and then resume your post. Nothing more.
Resume my post, if it's still there. Oh, no, really, this is asking really altogether too much.
I hardly think so. I've no great desire to rake up the past, Professor, but I'm perfectly capable of it.
Well, of course, if you put it like that, I've very little choice. When must I leave?
No.
John, dear, this telegram just arrived for you. It has begun.
Yes. I must bustle.
Can your practice spare you for a few days? The game is afoot, and your assistance would prove invaluable. Bring Toby to 114 Munro Road, Hammersmith. Take precautions. Holmes.
What does he mean, take precautions? But surely that won't be necessary.
I've always followed his instructions to the letter. Ask Cullingworth to take my rounds for me, will you?
When will you return?
I can't say. Would you please? I'm off to fetch Toby now. Any further questions?
Just one. Who is Toby?
Toby's a bloodhound. Readers may recall Toby's remarkable powers from my account of them in The Sign of a Four, in which his superior olfactory sense was materially responsible for the capture of Jonathan Small and his horrible companion. More recently, Holmes had employed Toby to trace an orangutan through the sewers of Marseille. It was a case which, though I omitted to set down, was not without features of interest.
Holmes! Holmes? Where are you, Holmes?
Steady, Watson! Right here! Hello, Toby.
Oh, good God!
Forgive me, my dear fellow, but you know I cannot resist the touch of the dramatic. And the setting was so perfect that I succumbed to temptation. This way, Watson. The professor has bolted.
Moriarty?
None other. This is his house on the corner. I've spent my nights keeping watch on it. But last night, I made a fatal error and relaxed my vigil long enough to pay a visit to the pub at the end of the road. Mind the vanilla extract! You mustn't worry. I've not lost my wits, but you might have said it. Now, come forward now. Carefully now. Snell.
It is vanilla extract.
Much better than creosote for following. Go on, Toby. Sip it, boy, sip it. I poured this here when I so improvidently abandoned my post last night, and it worked better than I could have hoped. You see, here is his foot that stepped into it as he got into the carriage, and this narrow slit is the carriage wheel itself. Now, Toby, follow the wheel. Watson, get the bags. We're off.
Where do you expect this train to lead?
I assure you I haven't the faintest idea. I only know that at some point Toby will exhibit some confusion. That will be when the wheel of the cab we are following and the professor's foot go their separate ways. Don't smoke, my dear fellow. The animal has enough to contend with as it is.
Sorry. Where are we?
Victoria, I think. Yes. Come on. Come on, Toby. Like Gloucester at the edge of his cliff, eh, Watson?
Yes. What now?
And now, if you will be so kind, find out what time the next Continental Boat Express leaves for Europe. I, in the meantime, will remove what remains of this disguise. Cannot visit the continent looking like a dustman.
And the hound?
No, we'll take him with us. I don't think we've exhausted his usefulness quite yet. Port up!
Right away!
I fear the fog has delayed us.
Yes, true, but it has also delayed him.
Yes.
Now, where have they put my Gladstone? Ah, there it is.
Here you are.
Thank you, sir.
Would you excuse me, my dear fellow? I'll be back in a moment.
There was no point in remonstrating about Holmes' use of cocaine. In fact, until we reached Austria, I was ironically dependent upon it. Every time the train stopped, we provided Toby with a reminder of the vanilla extract from a bottle and proceeded to promenade with him round the stations, always without success. It was at the station at Linz that an incident occurred which, though seemingly unimportant at the time, was not without significance later.
Saved from a profanation, Watson. Conductor, whose private coach belongs to that private carpet?
They all belong to the Amin Pasha, gentlemen. Train sleep.
And who might that worthy be?
Me? Why, he's the premier of the entire Ottoman Empire, and he's the man who broke the bank at Monte Carlo.
I hope Toby hasn't made some ghastly mistake.
Or else this were the wildest goose chase in history. No. I have every faith in that nose. In all my working years as a detective, I've never known anything like it. And Watson, wherever our path leads, will take us to Vienna.
I didn't realize Vienna was so lovely.
Charming. It would appear the professor engaged a cab. Hardly surprising.
How unfortunate. How can we proceed, Holmes?
I did not place my faith entirely in the nose of our singular friend. I just merely refuse to give him up until I must. Now come on, Toby. Earn yourself a Vienna schnitzel.
Surely we can't find him.
Well, you may be entirely correct, Watson. But don't forget that cabs that cater to the railway trade invariably return to the terminus after they've dispensed with their fare. At least, that tends to be the rule in London. Let us find out if the same rule applies on the continent. Well, Toby? It's hopeless. He's lost the scent. Very well, Watson, let's go to an hotel. Cab! Yes, Toby? I think he's onto something. He's found it. He's found it. Invaluable creature. Sometime in the last 12 hours, you picked up a fare here, small man, of advancing years, very pale.
Yeah.
Very well, take us to his destination.
If I can remember where.
Let me refresh your memory.
Ah, now it comes to me.
How fortunate. Watson, the luggage. Toby, you're a genius. Well, the last thing he expects. What a confrontation, eh? Why do you suppose Moriarty's chosen to visit Vienna, of all places?
I have no idea, I assure you.
I say, Watson, you're very pale. What's the matter? Are you ill?
No, I don't think so.
Oh!
This is where you brought him?
Yeah, to this house.
Very well. Well, Watson? Good boy, Toby. Good boy.
Holmes, there's something I think you should know.
Not now, Watson. We mustn't disturb his concentration.
But Holmes...
Shh.
Grüß Gott, ja?
We are here to see Professor Moriarty.
Herr Professor who?
This is Sherlock Holmes.
Ah, Herr Holmes, come in. Und der Hund. I will take your coat. Danke. You will follow me, please. This way. You come.
We appear to be expected.
Yes.
You will wait here, please, and I will call Herr Doctor. I will take the Hund and give to him the something to eat, yeah?
Thank you, I think not.
Surely no harm come to Toby. Professor would never dare anything so precipitate.
You think not? Perhaps not. Very well. But no bones, mind. Do you understand? No bones.
No bones, ja, no bones. Komm, nimm Hund, gib ihm something. Komm, komm.
Well, Watson, what do you make of it?
I didn't know what to make. Do you?
Good morning, Herr Holmes, and you too, Dr. Watson. I am happy to welcome you gentlemen to my house.
You may remove that ludicrous beard and kindly refrain from employing that ridiculous comic operator accent. I warn you, you best confess or it will go hard with you, Professor Moriarty.
My name is Sigmund Freud.
But Moriarty was here. Where is he now?
He's at a hotel, I believe.
I see. You knew of this deception from the first, Watson. You're the last person I would have suspected capable of betraying me to my enemies.
You do your friend an injustice, Herr Holmes. He and your brother paid Professor Moriarty to journey here in the hope that you would follow him to my door.
And why did they do that?
Because they were sure it was the only way that they could induce you to see me.
And why were they so eager for that particular event?
What reason occurs to you? Who am I that your friends should wish us to meet?
Beyond the fact that you were a brilliant Jewish physician who was born in Hungary and studied for a while in Paris, and that certain radical theories of yours have alienated the respectable medical community, so that you have severed your connections with various hospitals and branches of the medical fraternity, beyond this I can deduce little. You're married with a child of 5. You enjoy Shakespeare and possess a sense of honor.
This is wonderful.
Commonplace. I'm still awaiting an explanation.
But first you must tell me how you guess the details of my life with such uncanny accuracy.
I never guess. It is an appalling habit, destructive to the logical faculty. A private study is an ideal place for observing facets of a man's character. That the study belongs to you exclusively is evident from the dust. Not even the maid is permitted here, else she would scarcely have ventured to let matters come to this pass.
Go on.
Very well. Now, when a man collects books on a subject, they're usually grouped together. But notice, your King James Bible, your Book of Mormon, and Quran are separate, across the room, in fact, from your Hebrew Bible and Talmud, which sit on your desk. Now, these books have a special importance for you, not connected with a general study of religion, obviously. The 9-branched candelabra on top of your desk confirms my suspicion that you are of the Jewish faith. It is called a menorah, is it not?
Yeah.
That you studied medicine in Paris is to be inferred from the great number of medical texts in that language. Where else should a German use French textbooks but in France, and who but a brilliant German could understand the complexities of medicine in a foreign tongue? That you're from Shakespeare is to be deduced from this book, which is lying face downwards. The fact that you have not adjusted the volume suggests to my mind that you no doubt intend referring to it again in the near future. Not my favourite way. The absence of dust on the cover of the tenant confirms this hypothesis. That you're a physician is evident when I observe you maintain a consulting room. Your separation from various societies is indicated by these blank spaces surrounding your diploma, clearly used at one time to display additional certificates. Now, what can it be that forces a man to remove these testimonials to his success? Why, only that he has ceased to affiliate himself with these various societies and hospitals and so forth. And why do this, having once troubled to join more? It is possible that he became disenchanted with 1 or 2 of them, but not likely that his disillusionment extended to all. Rather, I postulate it is they who became disenchanted with you, Doctor, and asked you to resign from all of them. Why, I have no idea. But some position you have taken, evidently a medical one, has discredited you in their eyes. I take the liberty of inferring a theory of some sort, too radical or shocking to gain ready acceptance in current medical thinking. Your wedding ring tells me of your marriage. Your balkanized accent hints Hungary or Moravia. The toy soldier on the floor here ought, I think, to belong to a small boy of 5. Have I ever did anything of importance?
My sense of honor.
It is implied by the fact that you have removed the plants from societies to which you no longer belong. In the privacy of your study, only you would know the difference. And now I think it is for you to do some explaining. In Canada, I ask you again why I have been brought here.
You cannot guess?
I never guess. I cannot think.
Then it is you and not I who is being less than candid, Herr Holmes. For you are suffering from an abominable addiction. And you choose to wrong your brother and your friend who have combined to help you throw off its yoke. You disappoint me, sir. Can you be the man I have come to admire, not merely for his brain, but for his passion for justice? In your heart of hearts, surely you must acknowledge your illness and your hypocrisy in condemning your staunch friends.
I have been guilty of these things. I make no excuse. But as for help, you must put it from your minds, all of you. I have summoned all my will to the task, and it's no use. My feet are on the inexorable path to destruction.
A man may sometimes retrace his steps.
Not from the fiendish coils of drug addiction. No man can do it.
I have. I've taken cocaine and I'm free from its power. It's not my intention to help others. If you'll allow me, I will help you.
You cannot do this.
I can. It will take time, and it will not be pleasant. For the duration, I've arranged for both of you to remain here as my guests. Will that be agreeable to you?
It's no use, even now. I'm overcome by this hideous compulsion.
I can reduce this compulsion for a while. Do you know anything of the practice of hypnotism?
You propose to make me bark like a dog and crawl about the floor?
Through hypnosis, I will banish your craving when it exerts itself. In this way, we shall artificially reduce your addiction until the chemistry of your body does it naturally. Now, I want you to keep your eyes fastened upon this as it swings. I want you to think of nothing else. Relax. Quickly, we must search his possessions.
Doctor, I think I have it. Don't be silent. This is not an ordinary patient. It's water.
Can it be? Then where?
Too heavy. Too heavy.
Oh, Doctor. When and where did Holmes begin using cocaine? And do you have any idea why?
For as long as I've known him, he's used it. I believe he began by taking it between cases to relieve the ennui, a 7% solution.
To relieve the ennui, the boredom?
How did you become interested in the drug?
It's a sideline of mine, not directly connected with my researches. A friend of mine died last year as a result of its horrible properties. I was partly responsible. I wrote a paper on it afterwards.
That's the piece I chanced upon in the Lancet.
Yeah.
You're mainly involved in research, then?
I was trained as a neuropathologist with a background in localized diagnosis, but there is no formal designation for what I am now. I began by mapping the nervous system, but I became interested in charting the mind itself. I'm interested in an area of the brain I call the unconscious.
The unconscious? You're an alienist.
I am interested in hysterical cases, and I use hypnosis to dig into their unconscious mind where I believe the hysterical symptoms originate. For example, Herr Holmes' dependency on cocaine strikes me as a symptom. Not a hysterical one, I grant you, but nevertheless a symptom, an effect rather than a cause.
What makes you say that?
Well, it's elementary, my dear fellow. Knowing something as I do about drugs and drug addiction, I do not believe that a man succumbs to the negative appeal out of mere boredom.
The snake! The snake! What did he say? Did he say Watson! Do you see it? Do you see it, Watson? Swamp better! There may be a snake in here! It's there! Get away! The snake! The snake in the grass!
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
You had a dream?
A dream? Yes. Oh, strange. I don't often remember them.
What's this one you do?
Yes.
It was about a snake?
Snake. That's right. I dreamt about a case I once had occasion to solve. Rather diabolic. Plot to murder a young lady.
You did?
Watson and I stood vigil by her bedside. The snake came down, belted by her bed, through a false vent in the ceiling. Every night we murdered it. Let it come down until one night she must inevitably succumb to it.
And in Dr. Watson, you scotched the snake?
Yes. But in my dream, a curious thing. The viper turned into Professor Moriarty. It's odd, don't you think?
Strange, yeah. Professor Moriarty.
Do you place much stock in dreams, Doctor?
I don't know what dreams tell. Lately I have been toying with the idea that...
Do you see it? Do you see it? Watson! Watson! Watson, let me go. Holmes, idiot! The snake, you don't understand of it! You insufferable criminal!
Sherlock Holmes' attempt to escape the coils of the cocaine in which he was so deeply enmeshed was perhaps the most harrowing and heroic effort I have ever witnessed. In In both my professional and personal experience, in both military and civilian life, I can recall nothing to equal the sheer agony of it.
How long will he have to suffer? Well, that depends to what extent you have saturated his system with a drug.
It could be very dangerous, this process.
Yes.
How dangerous?
He can die.
Good morning. A little breakfast, Herr Holmes?
Your fever is broken and your pulse is normal today, Herr Holmes. How do you feel?
Not well.
Yes, you do. You are much improved. In fact, today we are going to force some food into you. Do you remember Professor Moriarty?
My evil genius.
Yeah. What of him?
I know what you want me to say, Doctor. Well, I shall oblige you. The only time Professor Moriarty truly occupied the role of my nemesis was when it took him 3 weeks to make clear to me the mysteries of elementary calculus.
I'm not so much interested in hearing you say it as in your understanding it to be true.
I understand it.
Good.
What's this at you? Come closer. I don't remember very much of the past few hours, or is it days? But I seem to recall shouting at you. Terrible things. Did I do that, or did I just imagine it?
You just imagined it, my dear fellow.
Because if I did do that, I want you to know that I did not mean it. You hear me? I did not mean it.
Holmes. Contact, I think he's going to sleep.
He'll be all right, won't he? Perhaps. He will need hypnosis periodically still.
What troubled you? Have we not been successful?
Perhaps. There's an old maxim that warns of the cure being worse than the disease. Come, Doctor, we ourselves an hour or two of fresh air.
In order to effect what I would describe as a total cure, it is necessary to trace the origin of his compulsion, the reason for his use of cocaine. If we cannot exorcise the reason, then he will continue susceptible.
How does one do that?
Aha. By using the same method that your friend uses when he solves a mystery.
Well, Jews in Malmberg. This place has gone downhill since I was here last.
You haven't been here in quite some time, sir. That much is evident. In the last 5 years, the Jewish membership of Malmberg has gone up 50%.
Same Dr. Freud. Dr. Freud? Not the same Dr. Freud who was asked to leave the staff of the Allgemeinen Krankenhaus because of his charming assertion that young men sleep with their mothers. By the way, Doctor, did you sleep with your mother? Will you step out, mein Herr? My seconds will call upon you at your convenience.
Your quarrel is with me, sir. He merely bore the challenge.
The challenge is for myself.
Please, Doctor, let me fight my own battles. Well?
As you wish, Doctor. You know who I am?
I do not know who you are, but I know what you are. And that is quite sufficient.
I am the Baron von Leinsdorf.
And I am the injured party. The choice of weapons is mine, and the time is now.
I feel dreadful for getting you into this. Can you beat him?
I doubt it, but at least we've avoided dueling. Men must find less finite methods of solving their differences.
What if you lose?
My dear fellow, it's only a game.
Will you wait on the outcome of this matter, Doctor?
I prefer not to cloud the issue.
Stand for sides, please, gentlemen.
Rough. 1 set, the best of 5 games.
Love. Love.
Freud gave up point after point, though as the play continued, his game improved.
The Baron leads 2 games to 1.
Lovely. You did rather better that last game.
I hope to do better still. Have you seen his backhand? It's terrible.
Yes.
Love, 15.
His backhand. His backhand.
All.
Very good. In a contest as surprising as any I had ever witnessed, intellect prevailed over brute strength.
Game, set, and match to Dr. Freud.
Very well done. Congratulations.
He's almost satisfied.
Perhaps you would care for some dessert, Herr Holmes.
Some strudel?
Oh, thank you, no.
I have something for you, Herr Holmes. Know the Stradivarius? It belonged to an uncle of mine, but I thought you might like to use it while you are here.
Thank you for this.
Eat some nice strudel, Herr Holmes.
Didi, ein Bürger von dem Krankenhaus ist hier. Excuse me, gentlemen. He says it's an emergency.
Holmes, really. You must take some nourishment.
Attempted suicide.
That's my coat, please.
I'm all right for the moment.
It remains to be seen. Your craving could reassert itself at any moment. I think you'd better come with me. It might prove instructive.
Come on, Holmes. I'll get your hat and coat.
Wiedersehen.
Moment, Hans. Nein, los geht's. Schnell, schnell, schnell. Hier, komm.
She's lucky to be alive, if you want my opinion, Dr. Freud. She threw herself off the Argarten Bridge last night and into the canal before anyone could prevent her. We put her under sedation when she was brought in. It should be wearing off now. There she is.
Darf ich den Mantel abnehmen, Herr Professor, bitte?
Partisan? Precisely. Lola Devereux, whose head of red hair was till recently the toast of 4 continents.
The lady possessed a remarkable mezzo-soprano and displayed a fondness for lilies, did she not?
A passion. She was surrounded by them, so much so that she called herself the Lady of the Lilies. She was a patient of mine some months ago. A remarkable woman. But see her, Holmes, where the ravages of cocaine lead? I thought I had cured her.
You did?
I cured her? She's had a terrible relapse and tried to destroy herself.
I think I've never seen anything so fiendish.
Fiendish? What do you mean?
She has not relapsed voluntarily. See, gentlemen, these bluish marks on the lady's wrists and ankles. She's been bound hand and foot and forced by the drugs.
What?
Only her own courage and determination enabled her to escape confinement. Note these dried cuts on her feet. She used them, without shoes, to break a window in her prison, then used the shards of the broken glass to free herself from her bonds. Second-story window.
How do you deduce that, Holmes?
Look at these. She destroyed them, sliding down to the ground, probably, holding on to a drain pipe.
But why should she attempt suicide after struggling to free herself?
Elementary, my dear Freud. Once free, her addiction began to reassert itself. To satisfy it meant returning to captivity. There's only one other method of dealing with her dependence on the drug.
We mustn't take this too seriously. After all, he's still alive.
I know what you're thinking, Doctor. I doubt the evidence will sustain another interpretation. He's not that sick.
But if his conclusions are accurate.
It's all right for Endeavor. You are quite safe now.
Oh, Dr. Freud. Safe. Oh, my God.
Roland Devereux.
Endeavor, this is Sherlock Holmes.
Ah, yes. The great English detective. How do you do?
Roland Devereux, can you recall anything of your abduction?
I was at the station on my way to Monte Carlo. A man arrived with a message for me.
A message from whom? Please feel free to speak. Miss Deborah, being an addict myself, I have every sympathy with your condition.
For my friend, the Baron von Leinsdorf. He was planning to join me in Monte Carlo, but it wasn't from him. It was simply a ruse to draw me out of the station. Once outside, I was bundled into Lando with the blinds drawn. I was gagged, tied, blindfolded. Where I was taken, by whom, I cannot say.
Why?
I've no idea why.
One last question. Can you describe your abductor, the man who approached you in the station?
He was a little man. Dark-haired. He wore a bowler. It was days ago.
I know. But try.
His skin was very bad, pock-marked. His teeth were bad, too. He walked with little nervous jumps.
How was he dressed?
Like a tradesman. I really didn't notice. I haven't seen him since. Please.
Gentlemen, will you leave us alone for a few minutes, please?
Of course. Madam, your strength is an example to us all.
Now, we have to begin all over again, Doctor.
Are you afraid?
Afraid? A woman as beautiful as I has seen everything fearful by age 17. Not afraid, only tired. Very tired.
Herr Holmes, you will be serving me, Miss Devereux, and yourself if you worked along with me in this matter.
It's impossible. Why? Work is the very thing you need.
Dr. Watson is right. At this point, work would greatly facilitate your cure.
Well, that may well be. But have you considered the effect my condition might have on Miss Devereux's case? No, gentlemen. Having owned to my addiction, I must also own that I am in need of constant supervision. Your hypnotic therapy may be required at any time, Doctor. In fact, I'm not so sure that I don't need it now. No, you best turn this matter over to the Viennese police. A man who believes his mathematics tutor to be the servant from Eden.
What? Servant from Eden?
He's not the person to grapple with the intricacies of Miss Devereux's abduction.
But Holmes, you said yourself that lady's courage was an example.
That I cannot follow, I fear. Doctor.
Herr Holmes, the Vienna police are no better than Scotland Yard. Now assume you were concerning yourself with this case. What will be your next move?
Will you please take me home and hypnotize me? I tell you I'm having an attack.
I will hypnotize you right here if you answer my question.
You blackmailing me into helping your patient?
You are both my patients, and I will decide what is best for both of you. Now, kindly answer my question.
You leave me no choice. Very well. My first move, if I were concerning myself with this affair, would be to follow that man there.
That man? Why not follow him? What's he to do with it?
He seems to be waiting for someone.
He's waiting for us. He followed us here from the hospital.
How do you know that?
Because I saw him. Now keep your promise.
Why? Why should he be concerned with us?
Dr. Freud, you see, but you do not observe. A faculty you must cultivate. Describe that man to me.
You can see him yourself.
Yeah, describe him.
He's wearing a bowler, dressed as a tradesman, long ragged coat, black shoes, scarred face. Himmel, is the man who Dr. Freud ever?
Now, will you keep your promise?
Yeah.
Devil, come on!
Why a chemist?
Well, think, Watson. Chemists dispense drugs, and drugs for the staple diet of our abducted Miss Devereux. And the likelihood is that whoever held her prisoner knew of her dependence on them and wished to re-establish it. See, when someone is turned into an addict, they're turned into a slave. However, if one is cured by some miracle, as Miss Devereux was, their addiction is very likely a secret consigned to the past. Yet whoever kidnapped her knew of it. Someone intimately. However, it's dangerous to theorize in advance of the facts.
Herr Holmes! Herr Holmes, Dr. Watson will follow that man. I will take you home.
No, come on!
He's playing with it. Why?
Awfully to let him go?
No.
I must say, he doesn't look the sort to initiate such an induction.
Not if you're correct, Watson. He is merely a supernumerary in our drama, hired by one of the principals.
Who and why? To have her ransomed by her lover?
You know the Baron?
Well, we had occasion once to play a sort of tennis.
Tennis? Who won?
Dr. Freud. The Baron has no backhand.
No backhand? That is interesting.
What is this place? Shh! There's no one here.
They're here. They're here. Doctor, I think I have need of your services.
Now?
If Dr. Freud would be so kind.
I don't know if you can see the watch.
I beg you to try.
Yeah. Sit. Look at me. Don't cover your face. Open your eyes. Concentrate on the watch. Focus on the watch. As it swings back and forth, I want you to think of nothing else. Now you're getting drowsy. Now you're falling asleep. You are falling asleep. Now you are asleep. You're fast asleep. The urge for cocaine is diminishing. The very thought of cocaine is making you sick.
They're just horses.
They're not just horses. They're the most intelligent horses in the world. And they've been taught to kill!
Oh my God.
Holmes! Wake up, Holmes! Bring him out of it, man! Bring him out of it! Distract the horses. I must have some time. Wake up, Holmes. Do you hear? Come on. Come on.
Wake up! Without your craving for cocaine. Wake up. Are you awake?
What has happened?
We've entered a trap. Someone has arranged for us to get trampled to death. Come on, to me. Come on.
We must make ourselves a target. Quickly! Come on! Stand right where you are. Don't move till I tell you. Watson, are you all right?
Very well, thank you.
Hey, man. The hospital. I fear we may be too late.
Why the hospital?
Is it possible you do not see?
The little man we followed, his job was merely to lead us astray.
I gather his instructions were somewhat more specific. Nevertheless, a stray will do. It will give them time.
Time to do what?
My dear, I had no idea.
Oh, darling.
But it's all right now. Dr. Freud came and told me where you were. He didn't want me to see you not for a day or two, but I couldn't wait.
Oh, darling. Oh, if you only knew.
Do not speak about it. It's all over now. I have come to take you away.
But Dr. Freud said...
I made him change his mind. After your terrible ordeal as a prisoner in that warehouse, the last place you ought to be is a cold, impersonal hospital.
The warehouse. Yes.
Come now, my darling. It's all over. Sister. Fräulein Endeavour is leaving. You had better come along with me and see that she's taken care of properly.
Of course, Herr Baron. Where are you taking me?
Somewhere safe, away from all this. Something wrong?
No. Just give me my flowers.
Joe, gidin arkasından.
As I feared, it's impossible.
Do you see what you've done? Do you know what havoc you've wrought by forcing me to take this case? I bundled it. Why was was I so stupid as to listen to you?
Why do you insist on taking all the blame here, Holmes? What is this egocentric streak of melodrama in you that does not allow anyone to share in your triumphs or disasters?
I followed the wrong man!
You are a human being, not a machine. Gentlemen, please get hold of yourselves. This is not the time to force and blame. A woman is in danger.
Women are always dangerous.
Dr. Watson is right. There's no time for this discussion. Where can they have taken her? Not home, certainly.
Perhaps to her original prison.
No, out of the question. There's no way of knowing what she found out about the place or how much she might have revealed to us. We know its location surely, and that is reason enough for not returning her.
Its location? How do we know that?
Watson. She was found on the Algarden Bridge after a harrowing escape down a drain pipe. There's an addict. How much strength could she have had? From how far off could she have gone? Dr. Freud.
Yeah?
What buildings front the Danube Canal by the bridge?
Warehouses.
They won't take her there again. Well, the situation calls for more than ratiocination. Doctor, would you kindly return home and bring Toby?
Yes, Toby. I think perhaps you should accompany me.
You needn't worry. Dr. Watson will prevent my stealing hospital supplies of cocaine.
You underestimate us both, Herr Holmes.
Time is wasting, Doctor. Will you bring the dog here as fast as you can? I am on the case, and you have placed me there. Now you must follow my instructions. And have the goodness to fetch Dr. Watson's revolver.
I don't think you ought to have spoken to him like that.
No sign of a struggle. Curious. Hello. What's this?
A lily. Perhaps she had it in her hair.
Hardly with a stem this long, I think.
Watson, look at this.
Ingenious creature. She's left us a trail. Come on.
What about Dr. Freud? Shouldn't we wait for him?
Hey, Dr. Freud, come on! You see, I was right. Look there. There's another, Watson.
Once, yes, once is a lark. Twice, though, loses the spark. Once, yes, once is delicious, but twice would be vicious or just repetitious. Someone's bound to be scarred. Yes, I know that it's hard, but no matter the vice, I never do anything twice. Je me souviens, the abbot who worshipped at my feet would dress me in a wimple and in veils. He made a proposition which I found rather sweet and handed me a hammer and some nails. In time we lay contented, but he began again by figuring the beads around our waists. I whispered to him then, we'll have to say amen, for I had developed more Catholic taste. Once, yes, once can be nice. Love requires some spice. If you've something in view, something to do, totally new, I'll be there in a trice, but I never do anything twice. Bonsoir, monsieur.
Bonsoir, madame. Something with red hair, I think. What do you feel of me?
Red hair? I would definitely fancy red hair tonight.
Not quite your colour, madame.
All right. Mademoiselle, levez. What you see is what is available. Wait a minute.
Evening, gentlemen. Would you like to have a look?
Really, madame?
You too?
Watson. Watson.
It's nice, isn't it?
Et voilà, gentlemen. Here is Chloe. She has red hair.
Something a little more fiery, don't you think, Watson? No, I don't see anything in here. What's in there?
You can't go in there.
Come on, Watson! Watson, the Queen wouldn't like it. Through there! Dr. Freud.
I see. It's all right, Holmes. Really, gentlemen, for this sort of amusement, you need not come to my establishment. Allez.
How did you get here before us?
By trying to think where they would hide Fräulein Devereaux if, as you posited, they would no longer use the original hiding place. Knowing something of Fräulein Devereux's past, it occurred to me that the safest place to hide a demi-mondaine might be amongst a bevy of demi-mondaine.
You're beginning to think like me.
We followed a trail of lilies.
I take it, however, that we have not found Fräulein Devereux.
Not Fräulein Devereux.
Doctor, please get up from the bed very slowly and move to one side. Try not to disturb anything. Watson, lock the door. She's one of the Sisters of Mercy at the hospital.
Precisely. She was probably abducted along with Fräulein Devereux to prevent her describing the men who took her away.
Well done, my dear doctor. But it was only one man, not men. I found no trace of a struggle. The ladies accompanied him willingly.
Why?
Eliminate the impossible, my dear doctor, and whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth.
The Baron? Bravo. Excellent. Really, Doctor, I must congratulate you. Yes,
The Baron, the only person so intimately connected with Miss Devereux is present that he might know something of her past.
He planned to use this stuff to keep her tractable.
But why? Why abduct his own mistress?
We've not yet concluded our examination. Throat slit, left to right. It's a ritual slaying. Common in Muslim rites and practices. Sharp curved blade. Body still warm. Rigor not yet set in.
Muslims? You mean religious differences at the bottom of all this? I can't believe it.
murdering nuns in brothels.
What? Don't move your body. What have we here? Turkish. Latakia.
Many people smoke Turkey cigarettes.
Yes, but only Turks smoke this brand. The cigarette paper is indigenous to the Ottoman Empire. Our Turkish tobacco is shipped raw and processed in Europe and in England. What it must be? A strand of carpet. Also Turkish. I think I know what has become of our Miss Devereux. It's only a theory, mind, but I venture to suggest it fits the facts. Doctor, have you ever heard of the Armin Pasha?
Of course, but what can he do with all this?
Everything, or I am much mistaken. It is my theory that he was an ardent admirer of our Miss Devereux. As I recall, red hair exercises a peculiar fascination for the Pasha. Circassian women frequently do for Muslims. No doubt he met her at Monte Carlo in the company of the Baron.
Holmes, the lady's still in danger. You mustn't succumb.
Don't worry, Watson. I won't.
The revolver. Ich bin's Löwenstein. Ich hab alles. So schnell.
You empty your pockets. Give all the cocaine you brought to Dr. Watson. Watson. Now, I will make a series of statements and you will agree or disagree, depending on their accuracy. Is that understood?
Say yes. Yes.
The Baron.
I see everything. The whole thing turns on two psychological points. The Baron's compulsive gambling and the Armin Pasha's fascination for red-headed women.
Bravo, Doctor. And your powers of observation and inference would make you a great detective.
The Baron is a compulsive gambler. He lost a fortune this season at Monte Carlo. The Armin Pasha bought up all his outstanding notes in order to control him completely.
Really, Doctor, you positively scintillate. What next?
He offered to tear up the notes in exchange for Fräulein Devereux.
Whom he wished to add to his seraglio. His harem.
The Baron agreed and hired you to abduct his mistress. Knowing of her former narcotic addiction, you were instructed to revive it in order to render her pliant and dependent. So much for the psychological point of view. It's the next series of steps that confuse me.
Well, if you will permit me, perhaps I can explain them to you. Shut up. All that is necessary is to combine your methods and mine.
I am all attention.
The Baron's plan is clear. In another day or so, he could have turned a perfectly docile woman over to his creditor. But she foiled his plans by escaping. It was then a race to see which of them could recover her first. The Baron was desperate. Without her, he was lost. He managed to trace her to the hospital somehow and was on the point of spiriting her away this morning. It was his black carriage that we passed on our way in. But something stopped him. I think he recognized you, Doctor, from your tennis match. He ascertained after we left that we had been to see Miss Devereux. It was now essential to get us out of the way for a time. And this gentleman here saw to that. Watson, get him! Sit him down. Yes. The Baron abducted her again. This time in person, and she went. Willingly enough under the circumstances. But something aroused her suspicions. Perhaps it was his insistence that the nun accompany them. And she left us a trail of flowers. He brought her here to hide while he located the Pasha, isn't that true? Yes. They were probably dogging his footsteps from the beginning, and this is where they overtook him. QED. The ladies. do seem to cause trouble, don't they?
Where is the Pasha now?
Don't about. He was only in the city for a few days. Something about government conference Istanbul.
What? Do you recall a Turkish gentleman leaving here? The Amin Pasha.
The Amin Pasha, yes, of course I remember him. Though I have missed him. He commissioned a special. He has his own cars, you know. I put together the train myself, 3 hours ago.
Bound for Istanbul?
Yeah.
We also will commission a special. That one there, if you don't mind.
Oh.
Doctor, there's no need for you to accompany us, if you'd sooner depart.
I would not. That woman is my patient.
Stout fellow.
Good. Then we're off.
No, gentlemen, please, it takes time to commission a train and money, and we must telegraph ahead to clear the point.
Watson, where was this train originally heading?
This is the Dresden local.
It is now the Orient Express.
I'll do it. All right, she's clear. Come on, Watson, let's get some steamer. Take over. The man's tired. Got to make more steam. We need your help.
I will not. This is railway property you are stealing.
The Amin Pasha is stealing a woman.
She's being carried out of the country against her will.
This is true. And you are the police?
My name is Sherlock Holmes. Out the way. I know. Our endeavor is forfeit. We've lost. Just a moment. That isn't true.
Reach the barrel!
They're closing the barriers! Stop the train!
Run them!
That's the barrel, all right.
Doubtless making sure that his goods arrive in Istanbul undamaged. How is he?
Flesh wound, he'll live.
Berger, how can we put on more speed?
Release what we're pulling.
There she goes!
It's it.
Quick.
Holmes! Holmes! Look, it's on the same thing.
Fritz, the brake! Brace yourself! He's made a fatal mistake. Fritz, keep her close. Pour on every ounce you can. Watson, I'll trouble you for the service revolver.
What will you do?
What I can. Keep her close. Faster! More speed!
Faster!
Closer! Bring her closer!
Well, what are you waiting for? You are very brave with a revolver, but are you so confident with a saber? If you want the young woman, shouldn't we fight for her?
See what's happening! More than devil may need me! I'm coming with you. No, stay here! Your leg will not burn! Keep watch here! Shoot, Holmes! Shoot, man! Shoot!
Throw it down, infidel. They will die to reach you.
Not before you do. I do not believe in this method of solving problems, but you leave me no choice. Call them off!
You haven't the nerve.
I'm finding it. Tell them to throw down their knives.
After!
Fräulein Devereaux. Watch your step, Holmes! Forward, burgers, forward! No backhand, Holmes! No backhand! Are you all right?
Yes, thank you.
Well done, Holmes. Bloody well done.
Life is going to seem very quiet after you've gone here, Holmes.
You have important work of your own, I know. We will meet again.
Perhaps.
Doctor. Yeah. Your hypnotic therapy has saved me from a terrible addiction. And beyond that, your judgment has saved my life. Your judgment and Watson's here. For him, it will be a lifetime to repay the debt. What can I do for you?
Let me hypnotize you once more before you go.
What? I tell you I'm cured.
I know, but there is another part of your mind to which I would also like to say farewell. When did you first start using cocaine?
When I was 20.
Where?
At the university.
Why? Why?
I was unhappy.
Why did you become a detective?
To punish the wicked and see justice done.
Have you ever known wickedness personally? Have you?
Yeah.
What was this wickedness?
My mother deceived my father.
She had the lover?
Yes.
And what was the injustice? What was the injustice?
He shot her.
Your father murdered your mother?
Yes.
And the lover? What became of him?
He fled.
Who was he? Who was he?
My tutor.
Professor Moriarty?
Yes. Professor Moriarty.
All right, sleep now. Sleep and remember nothing. Do you understand? You remember nothing.
I understand.
Good. Now sleep. The Napoleon of crime. What? Holmes was right about it from the very beginning. Professor Moriarty, I mean. It becomes clear.
as he himself will observe, see how much is explained by these facts. We understand not only the origin of his addiction and his hatred of Professor Moriarty, but also his suspicion of women, so well recorded by you, Doctor, and also his choice of profession, detector of wickedness, punisher of injustice.
You're the greatest detective of them all.
I am a physician whose province is the troubled mind, which means that in this case I have simply borrowed some of your friend's techniques.
Holmes?
Yeah, and applied them to himself. You will recall we spoke of an area of the mind called the unconscious. Well, he has led me to it. He has given me the clues himself.
But how?
I will confine myself to an observation made by your English playwright, the one he has deduced I'm so fond of reading. We are such stuff as dreams are made on. Wake up, Herr Holmes.
Did I tell you anything of importance? I vaguely recall you asking me questions.
It was not very interesting. We must hurry. Your train leaves within the hour, and my wife would like to say farewell. Also, my son, upon whom you have made a distinct impression. He speaks of studying the violin. And I would like you to have this one, by the way, as a souvenir.
What will become of Miss Devereux, I wonder, after all she's been through?
Oh, she will have emerged unscathed. Women are like cats, have you never noticed? Invariably they land on their feet.
Oh, come, you're unfair. She's been through a great deal, Holmes.
And not so much as thanked us for saving her from a deal worse, to say nothing of inquiring after any hurts we may have suffered in her behalf.
I've come to a conclusion about Miss Devereux, a theory based on Dr. Freud's techniques. I believe that a woman of her caliber, a lady, would not descend to a life of shame without a valid cause. This isn't a train.
It isn't, is it?
We're going back to London.
You are, my dear chap. I'm not. At least, not for a time, anyway. I need some time to myself, Watson. Little holiday.
I don't like this, Holmes. I don't like it at all. When will you return?
Oh, one day. In the meantime, inform my brother of my decision and tell Mrs. Hudson my rules are not to be touched. Is that clear?
Holmes.
Rest assured, my dear fellow, it's only that I must complete my recovery. Give my best to Mrs. Watson. Goodbye, Toby.
Vorsicht!
But how will you live?
When my arm is better, you would do well to follow the concert career of a violinist named Sigerson.
But my readers, your readers, what will I tell them?
Anything you like. Tell them I was murdered by my mathematics tutor. They'll never believe you in any case. Goodbye, Watson.
Goodbye, Holmes. Goodbye.
Chair, sir?
Oh, yes, thank you.
This way, please.
Thank you.
Are you surprised?
Well, I confess I am. I was not aware that you were bound for Budapest, or even contemplated going abroad.
It is an odd coincidence. But I'm not sorry for it. Journeys alone are always so tedious, don't you find? Especially when they are long.
Will this be a long journey?
That all depends. But I do think it will seem shorter if there are two of us. Don't you?
I hope it will not seem too short.